Welcome to Lesson 12 of Learn Klingon the Easy-ish Way. Here are some words you might need during a night out on the Klingon homeworld. Bar is tach, tach. Imagine that there's a large sign at the bar warning you not to touch anything. Tach. Bartender is chom, chom. Imagine that the bartender is your only chum. Chom. Waiter is jabwI, jabwI. This word literally means server. jabwI. Money is Huch, Huch. Imagine hiding a briefcase full of money in a rabbit hutch. Huch. Klingon ale is wornargh, wornargh. Imagine watching a Warner Brothers cartoon while drinking Klingon ale. Wornargh. Floor is rav, rav. Imagine that you would rather sit on the floor. Rav. Toilet is puch, puch. Imagine that you put your chair as far as possible from the smelly toilet. Puch. Bathroom is puchpa, puchpa. This word literally means toilet room. Puchpa. What is the English for puchpa? Bathroom for puch. Toilet for rav. Floor for wornargh. Klingon ale for Huch. Money for jabwI. Waiter for chom. Bartender for tach. Bar. How do you say in Klingon bathroom? Puchpa, toilet. Puch, floor. Rav, Klingon ale. Wornargh, money. Huch, waiter. jabwI, bartender. Chom, bar. Tach. Here are some more useful verbs. Appears is nargh, nargh. Imagine that someone suddenly appears from inside a narrow corridor. Nargh. Disappears is ngab, ngab. Imagine that you hang up your clothes in a cupboard. When you come back the next day, they have all disappeared. Ngab. Tries is nid, nid. Imagine that you need to try, no matter what. Nid. Stays is ratlh. Ratlh. Imagine that you want to stay in your cot and play with your ratlh. Ratlh. Tells is jabwI. Imagine telling someone to keep their sticks in a glass jar. jabwI. Changes is choH. choH. Imagine a restaurant which decides to change their cook after someone chokes on their food. choH. Nose is choH. choH. Imagine that you know a chauffeur who is happy to give you a ride in their limousine. choH. In Klingon, pays for is a single word. The word for pays for is dil. Dil. Imagine that you refuse to pay for anything until you've reached a deal. Dil. What is the English for dil? Pays for choH. Nose for choH. Changes for jabwI. Tells for ratlh. Stays for nid. Tries for ngab. Disappears for nargh. Appears. How do you say in Klingon pays for? Dil. Nose. choH. Changes. choH. Tells. jabwI. Stays. ratlh. Tries. Nid. Disappears. ngab. Appears. nargh. How do you say, I look for the bar? Tach vejmaH. I pay for the Klingon ale. wornargh vidil. The bartender appears. nargh chom. You tell the bartender. chom jabwI. The waiter brings food. choH jabwI. Do you have money? Huch daraj. Above the factory. loSmaH tach. I am above the factory. loSmaH tach. Below the city. veng bingdak. You are below the city. Veng bingdak choH. He is inside the bathroom. Puchpa koddak ratlh. She is outside the bathroom. Puchpa koddak ratlh. I am on the floor. Ravdak jabwI. I sit on the floor. Ravdak jabwI. The guest stays at the hotel. Mebpa medak ratlh meb. The guest lies beside the toilet. Puch ratlh chom meb. I try. Jinid. I am trying. Jinid. I am trying continuously. Jinid tach. You must change it. Da choH nish. Yes, I will. Look. No, I refuse. choH. You have learned 8 verb prefixes, and by now you should be well used to them. They are j, bi, ka, vi, cho, da, mu, du. You can say, I do something to you, and you can say, I do something to him, to her, to it, or to them. But in Klingon, there is no way to say, I do something to me. Even in English, we would normally say, I do something to myself instead. We can translate myself with the verb suffix er. Er converts I see into I see myself, and it converts I tell into I tell myself. Because you are doing something to yourself and no one else is involved, you use the hermit prefix j. So I see is jlergh. I see myself is jlergh. I tell is jja. I tell myself is jja. If you like, you can imagine that I injure myself when running around in the fresh air. How do you say, I ask? Jiklob. I ask myself. Jiklob I defend. Jehub. I defend myself. Jehub also means yourself. Once again, because you are doing something to yourself and no one else is involved, you use the hermit prefix be. So, you tell is bija. You tell yourself is bija. How do you say you trust? bivok. You trust yourself. Bivok. You know yourself. Bishov. I know myself. Jishov. Also means himself, herself, and itself. You already know that you don't use a prefix when he, she, or it does something and no one else is involved. So he tells himself is ja, she tells herself, and it tells itself are also both ja. How do you say he hides himself? choH. The guest hides himself. choH. ngab. She asks herself. Klob. The bartender asks herself. Klob. chom. The entity scans itself. Huch. Dol. I defend myself. Jehub. Let's talk a little more about verb prefixes. When they are written down together, they are usually written as a table, not as a list. Since he and him, she and her, and it always share the same prefixes, they are always listed together. Here's how to use the table. Let's imagine that you want to find the prefix used in a sentence like you see them. The doer of the action is you, so you use the second of the 3 lines. Move along the line from left to right until you find the them column. The prefix you need is da. The table uses 2 special characters. The hyphen symbol means that you don't need to use a prefix, for example when he sees them. The X symbol shows something that simply can't be said in the Klingon language. You now know that there is no way to say, I am doing something to me, or you are doing something to you. It's worth noting that some authors use the 0 symbol for a situation when you don't need a prefix, and the hyphen symbol for a situation where the sentence must be rephrased. Hopefully our system is clearer. We need a separate table to show the prefixes where no one else is involved. Once again, he and him, she and her, and it are listed together. There are a number of prefixes you haven't learned yet. For example, there is one which means you are doing something to us, and another one which means we are doing something to them. You will find all the verb prefixes in the Klingon language listed in a convenient table in the text version of the course, should you ever need it. Soon it will be time to learn the numbers between 11 and 99. First, let's quickly remind ourselves of the numbers between 1 and 10. How do you say 1, 2, 3? What? Cha? Wedge. 4, 5, 6. loSmaH, jav. 7, 8. choH, choH. 9, 10. Huch, wejmaH. Now, a very important Klingon word is tu'lu. Tu'lu means there is or there are. It usually comes at the end of the Klingon sentence. So, there is a child is puch tu'lu. There are children is puchpa tu'lu. How do you say there is a Klingon? Klingon tu'lu. There is a Klingon here. Nargh Klingon tu'lu. There are Klingons here. Nargh Klingon puch tu'lu. There are 5 Klingons here. Nargh vargh Klingon puch tu'lu. Or nargh vargh Klingon tu'lu. I am between the Klingons. Klingon puch jabwI. The opposite of tu'lu is tu'lu be, which means there is no or there are no. For example, there is no tribble is tu'lu be. There are no tribbles is wejmaH tu'lu be. How do you say there is no money here? Nargh Huch tu'lu be. There are no temples over there. puchpa tu'lu be. There are no temples in the area. loSmaH tu'lu be. There are buildings everywhere. tach tu'lu. You can convert there is into is there simply by adding the suffix a. There is tu'lu. Is there is tu'lu a. How do you say there is a bar here? Nargh tach tu'lu. Is there a bar here? Nargh tach tu'lu a. There are 2 humans here. Nargh choH puch tu'lu. Or nargh choH tu'lu. Are there 2 humans here? Nargh choH puch tu'lu a. Or nargh choH tu'lu a. There are no inhabitants over there. puch tu'lu be. The inhabitants disappeared yesterday. Huch ngab puch. Now, the numbers between 11 and 19 are simple. 11 is literally 10-1. wejmaH wa. 12 is literally 10, 2, wejmaH, choH. And 13 is literally 10, 3, wejmaH, wedge, and so on. How do you say 11, 12? wejmaH, wejmaH, choH. 14, 15. wejmaH, loSmaH, wejmaH, verb. 17, 19. wejmaH, choH, wejmaH, Huch. There are 19 Klingons in the bar. tach, wejmaH, Huch, Klingon, puch, or tach, wejmaH, Huch, Klingon, puch. There are no Klingons in the bar. tach, Klingon, puch, be. wejmaH literally means 110. The word for 20 is literally 210, chopmach. The word for 30 is literally 310, wejmaH, and so on. How do you say 10, 20? wejmaH, chopmach. 60, 80. jabwI, choH. There are 3 tribbles on the ship. tach, wejmaH, or tach, wejmaH. There are 30 tribbles on the ship. tach, wejmaH, or tach, wejmaH. The remaining numbers are easy. For example, 21 is literally 21. chopmach, wa. 22 is literally 20, 2. chopmach, cha. 23 is literally 20, 3. chopmach, wedge. How do you say 21, 22? chopmach, wa. chopmach, cha. 36, 54. wejmaH, jav, vermaH, loSh. 83, 75. choH, wedge, choHmach, var. 47, 68. loSmaH, choH, jabwI, choH. We'll learn about larger numbers in a future lesson. For now, it won't hurt to practice the numbers between 11 and 99 a little more frequently than you would practice other words, so you can get a real feel for them. How do you say, there is a toilet in the bathroom? puchpa, tach, puch, lu. There are 99 tribbles in the bathroom. Puchpa, tach, wejmaH, wejmaH, lu. Or puchpa, tach, wejmaH, lu. There are no tribbles here. Nargh, wejmaH, lu, be. Are there tribbles around here? Nargh, wejmaH, lu, a. I tell myself. jabwI. I don't defend myself. choH. You don't see yourself. bartender. She knows herself. choH. The waiter appears and I disappear. nargh, jabwI, ngab. I pay for the Klingon ale. wornargh, I can stay at the hotel, but you are not willing to change it. Mebpa me dak, ratlh, Huch, da choH be. You are trying continuously. tach. Good. March. You tried continuously yesterday. wejmaH. I will try continuously tomorrow. ratlh. Let's go. Ready. choH. And that's the end of lesson 12.